Today's learning target is I can find the probability of a simple event. Today we're going to be talking about three different words. Okay, one of those is outcome, one is a simple event, and the last one is a probability. An outcome is any of the possible results of an action. Okay, so for example, if I roll this die right here, okay, any of the possible results of the actions are called outcomes. So I could roll a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4, a 5 or a 6 because there's 6 numbers on a die. Those are all outcomes. A simple event is one outcome that happens. So when I roll this die one time, that is a simple event. Okay, I'm going to get one outcome. And the probability is the chance that the event is going to happen. Okay, so we'll talk about especially this probability here in just a bit. Alright, let's go back to our die here. Now, on a die there are 6 sides and the numbers 1 through 6 on the die. So if we're asked to find the probability, in this case, of rolling a 5, okay, here's how we do that. So we know there's 1 5 on this die. Okay, so I'm going to write that right here. There's a 1 of the 5. Now, there are 6 possible ways that that die could land if I roll it. So, because there's the numbers 1 through 6. So, the probability of rolling a 5 is 1 out of 6. And this is how I write that right there. So let's take a look now at finding the probability of finding an even number. So again, I use my die here, and the even numbers on a die are 2, 4, and 6. So there are 3 even numbers out of a possible 6 ways that it could land. So the probability is 3 out of 6. But when I do probability, I always have to put it in simplest form. So I can see my 3 and 6, I know that I can divide each by 3 to get it in simplest form, and that gives me 1 out of 2 is my probability of rolling an even number. Now in this next one, the 5 or a 6, there are 2 possible 5 or 6 ways that I could roll it, and that's going to be, again, out of 6 because there's 6 faces there. And now I put that in simplest form, so I'm going to divide each by 2 because they're an even number. So the probability of rolling a 5 or a 6 is 1 out of 3. One other thing I want to make you aware of today that you'll see in your assignment is when you're asked to find probability, you're going to see it like this. It's going to say a P like this, and then in parentheses it's going to say the probability of what you're trying to find. So if I was looking for the probability of rolling a 5, it would look just like that. Okay, probability of an even number, they'd do like that. So P stands for probability, and they'd write even number. Okay, and then here would be probability of a 5 or 6. So just know when you see something looking like that, they're asking for the probability. If we're trying to find the probability, and it deals with a group. For example, right here I've got a class, let's say a class of explorers that has 14 boys and 16 girls. Okay? If I do the random name picker, you have a chance of 1 out of 30 in this example of being chosen because there's a total of 30 students in class. The probability of a boy being selected, if I do the random name picker, would be 14 out of 30. And then I would have to divide by 2, because I want to get it in the simplest form, which would be 7/15. Okay, that would be for the boys. And for the girls, it would be 16/30. And again, divide by 2. For simplest form, it would be 8/15. So a slightly better chance that a girl would get picked than a boy in this example.